Kind of got to do my final walk around here. Big old grumbly motor on this thing. Put it well, everything's turning right. Ready to lose all. For any cuts on your tire. There's a dead cricket. I bet that's going to be a fun ride tonight. Big old grumbly Mack. Got the Mack 13 speed in it. It's actually got more gas. You split the lower gears. Can't look for anything loose, you know, your standard pre-trip. Just kind of turn everything here, make sure all you know it's right. If you lose your steering, that's worse than losing your brakes. Sometimes. Those guys look like that fan down the long way. See that there? Motors all look good. Looks like you got a little bit of an oil leak today, nothing on the ground there. Nothing too major. Already done a brake test on this thing. Brakes all checked out. Make sure your fire extinguisher works. Make sure there ain't nothing rubbing on these hoses here. That's one of the main things since we turn so much. There's a hot hose runs up to the truck. You gotta check, make sure you got oil in your pump. Everything. Check your cross braces here. That's one thing I always look down in here. U-bolts missing, anything like that. Throw a drive shaft, that kind of get gnarly. Looks like the fifth wheel pin's closed and everything. Always check the U-bolts, brake shoes, make sure it ain't been burned up and everything. That's one thing right there that leaks a lot of air sometimes. You have those that mess up, your automatic air ride leveling system will kind of mess up on you sometimes and leak air. Crawl up under here. Check this back cross brace and stuff. I don't hear no air leaking back here. Check your U-bolts. You lose an axle off one side of this thing, it's kind of get bad. Fifth wheel pin's closed. Got your boot mud flaps and everything. There's your trailer tube, that's where your papers and everything are. I already checked that. Make sure I got my stuff in here. Got my boots, my gloves, wrenches up front, and there's my fittings. Without that, you can't work. So it's kind of a. There's my gauge stick. Look for your stuff here. Make sure you ain't got no lug nuts flying off. I've already checked all the tires and everything, so now I'm just checking just your normal stuff here. There's one thing that people hardly ever do. Down here, they don't ever bleed these air tanks off. I had one yesterday, probably had about 20 ounces of water goop in it. Check your brake shoes and stuff. Hey, you might want to be wearing a mask. You blow all that brake dust off stuff under here. I can taste that asbestos. That ain't very good. Check your U-bolts, so on and so forth. No air leaks. Check your lug nuts and stuff. 2 main U-bolts. U-bolts there. Make sure your license plate light's working. Cops seem to think that's a major deal to pull you over for sometimes. Especially your cab lights, you know, the ones on the top. It's a real safety issue if one of those isn't working. There's your U-bolts there. Everything looks pretty good. Got the caps and everything. Realize if they're working, everything. So, grounding cable, my hoses are on here. Got my 2 safety cones. Parentheses around safety cones. They do help every now and then though. This requirement. This one thing back here I'm getting tired of. All these dadgum rocks back here behind these trucks for trying to do pre-trip inspections. You got to walk around on those rocks. I just wrote a card upon that the other day. We got to write 8 cards about anything we want to. We got to turn in 8 a month around here. But yeah, that's one of the ones I turned in the other day. Looks like my air ride came up nice. Got your slide saddle there. A lot of those are usually lacking on grease. check for sturdiness and your connections there on your glad hands. Make sure they got the springs on them. That driver got a ticket for that one time. Not here, but somewhere else. Well, looks pretty good to me. That's your PTO shaft. It ain't about to come off, it don't look like. Belt looks good. Looks like we're just about ready to go. I'll do the final walk around here. Make sure there ain't no oil leaking underneath the truck I missed or something. That's about it. Anyways, off to work for 12 hours. I'll see y'all later.